How about the sing it, how about the sip of the shut your facts? What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, here in the Stamford Bridge studio. Hope you're doing well, friend. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. That's right, the daily series here on the channel where I talk to you, my dear sweet friend, about what's being said about Chelsea. Is that right? Is that the lingo? Anyway, welcome back. Christopher Nkunku, secret medical completed with Chelsea as the Blues steal a march on opposition to sign the French sensation who scores a lot of goals and registers a lot of assists. What's going on with my green screen, mate? Huh? We're going to talk about that. We'll reference an article from Matty Law and also reference, why is my arm cutting off? Ben Jacobs. From Twitter. Thank you for joining me. Please do drop a like on the video. It means a lot. It's a way of supporting dating. Consider subscribing if you're new. And should you choose to do so, hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Oh, he's back. He's got the tones, the falsetto. He's back, mate. I mean, my green screen's all messed up, but we'll be okay. Right. Just for a bit of context, Christopher Nkunku is a 24-year-old French attacker who can play as an attacking midfielder or, indeed, as a forward. When he plays as a forward, he's a little bit more of a sort of cloak and dagger ting, if you know what I'm saying. So, last season in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig, in 31 appearances, he scored 20 goals, which is incredible. But on top of that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, he registered 13 assists. So that is 33 goal involvements in 31 games. Ooh, incroyable. Also, 2,700 minutes. 3,100. So yeah, basically his ratio is super good. So he'd be scoring the goals and he'd be setting them up for your Bruyers, your Sterlings, all these people. Theoretically, it could be great. But yes, you're right. Don't get too excited just yet, because Timo Werner did the exact same thing in RB Leipzig. I'm going to do this, move myself a little bit smaller, because the ratio seems a bit better. There you go, it's a bit more realistic. What do you mean realistic, Jan? You're in the studio. Yes, I am. I'm in the studio. This is not green screen. Look, so off the bat, Christopher Nkunku, he's a lovely player. He's exciting. He's entering his prime. And he looks like he could run all over the gaff. Listen to this, boys and girls. WhoScored.com has no weaknesses. Gives him none. No weaknesses. But let's go through his strengths. Are you ready? Dribbling. Holding onto the ball. Ooh. Passing. Finishing. Through balls. Key passes. Long shots. And direct free kicks. Riddled in strengths. Shit. No weaknesses. Christopher Nkunku's style of play. He likes to get fouled often. I mean, win free kicks is a better way of saying that, isn't it? Likes to do layoffs, pretty nice. Swish, likes to dribble. We all like dribblers. Indirect set piece threat, we like that as well. He likes to cut inside, so not a conventional number 9 in that sense. And he does not dive into tackles when it comes to defense. Let's hear what Matty Law has to say. Not first to the party, by the way, it's worth saying. But of course, as any good Chelsea correspondent journalist, he has reported on the story. Matt Law of The Telegraph had this to say. Chelsea line up Christopher Nkunku move after secret medical in summer. The club have already stolen a march on their rivals, with RB Leipzig forwards seemingly keen on the move to Stamford Bridge. He wants to play wizardry with Graham Potter. Chelsea have already lined up a move for Nkunku after a merge. The Leipzig forward underwent medical tests in the summer. Wow, pause. What's really interesting, and this is something Matt Law said on the London is Blue pod recently, this new regime, things are, well, he said things are getting leaked, he said things are getting leaked more, but this certainly was super silent. How is this only getting leaked now? This is the kind of thing that was popping up all over the gaff. Anyway, let's read on. Nkunku had secret medical tests in Frankfurt with Chelsea Oh, with a Chelsea orthopedist present, ahead of a potential move to Stamford Bridge, it's understood that Nkunku has a £52 million release clause in his Leipzig contract that Chelsea's Todd Boehly Clearlake Capital ownership will need to trigger to sign him. But they have already stolen a march on their rivals by making medical checks on Nkunku and seemingly attracting the player to Stamford Bridge. Lovely scenes. Nkunku scored 35 goals in 52 appearances for Leipzig last season. All those assists as well. You need to remember the assists, because Chelsea have other forwards and wing-backs that score, so assists are important. And he started this term well, netting 6 times in 11 games. The 24-year-old can play as an out-and-out striker or as an attacking midfielder, which means he would give Chelsea plenty of options moving forward. Sometimes he starts for France as well. France have looked quite good when he starts. I think if Deschamps can choose any starting lineup, he'll probably go with Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, and Ousmane Dembele, I think, is back in the fold, but I also think it could be those two and Nkunku. So he's very, very good and highly rated. Well, Chelsea spent £50 million on Raheem Sterling, signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to try and solve their striking crisis. It is understood a move for Nkunku would not impact the 33-year-old's position at the club. Well, we'll probably lose other forwards as well. Other than targeting a move for Nkunku next summer, Chelsea have also added Leipzig technical director Christopher Nkunku to their list of candidates for one of the similar vacancies looking for their club. We just want to get all the RB people. If it's not Christoph Freund of Salzburg, it's this guy, Christopher. As long as they're called Chris and they're from RB, we're interested. Vivel. Sounds like a nice wine, doesn't it? To their list of candidates for one or two similar vacancies at Chelsea. Chelsea are currently working towards trying to approach both a sporting director and a technical director, with Vivel more likely to qualify for the latter. Oh, there you go. So should we have got Freund? Freund could have been the sporting director, and Vivel could have been the technical director. And then we're golden, apparently. Bayer Leverkusen's Tim Steidten has spoken to Chelsea about the sporting director role. Yeah, I haven't actually talked about this yet, but this is a story that's bubbled on for a little while now, which Red Bull's, so Salzburg's Freund pulled out of the running for. There has been in contact with Leeds United chief Victor Orta, while Atalanta's Lee, why are these names so hard to say? Lee Congerton has been linked. Boehly and Clearlake have already made it clear they wish to follow the Red Bull and City Football Group multi-club models. Of course, we spoke about this in yesterday's video with the satellite club's wild domination in football. Do go watch yesterday's video if you're yet to do so. You'll enjoy it. And Chelsea are looking to buy clubs in Portugal, Belgium, and Brazil. So, yeah, that is real interesting. I just want to follow up on the Nkunku story with what @JacobsBen, which of course is Ben Jacobs, on Twitter is saying about this. And this story was broken by Bild. It's no surprise because, of course, Bild are a German publication. Christopher Nkunku plays in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig. So, yes, makes sense. As per Bild, this is quoting Ben now, I can confirm Christopher Nkunku underwent a medical in Frankfurt for Chelsea back in August. So it was only last month. His release clause comes into force next summer. It's set to value at 58.2 million. So already we've got conflicting reports here. Ben Jacobs is saying 58. I think what did Matt say, 53 or something? You know, it's not much in it. A few million quid. What's that, in the world of football? Which is absolutely below his current market value. True. If he's scoring these many goals, well, it's the Timo Werner's thing all over again. Scoring these many goals, and he's starting for France, who are like favourites-ish for the World Cup, then hot dog! Should cost a lot of money. On Timo Werner, before we read on this thread here, yes, he's a 24-year-old who's scoring a lot of goals in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig, and Chelsea will pay 50-odd million for him. Many of you are going to have PTSD at this point. And yes, it's got Timo Werner written all over it. I know for a fact Nkunku is more naturally technically gifted than Timo Werner, so that will make you all happy off the bat. But he's still, I'm sure many of his goals are running into that Bundesliga space and finishing, which of course will simply not be available to him on these shores, on this island, in the Premier League. So, Nkunku contracted at Leipzig until 2026. But when he signed a new 2-year deal in June, it was to protect his value and because he decided it was better to remain at Leipzig until after the World Cup. Lots of interest in him after 20 goals and 13 assists in the Bundesliga last season. Ooh, so after the World Cup, does that mean we're going to buy him in the January transfer window? Probably not, but maybe. Because that's after the World Cup. He's completed his medical. And if we've convinced him to come to Chelsea, it's just about triggering the buyout clause. What if he has like a wicked, World Cup, and there's suddenly all like these Real Madrid fellas come along and like, oh, we'll give you 80 million. No, I've decided to go to Chelsea. I've completed my medical there, and we're friends. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Lots of interest in him after 20 goals and 13 assists in the Bundesliga last season, like we said at the top of the video. 33 involvements in 31 games. For those seeking clarity, Nkunku's medical can be seen as a strong groundwork, but Chelsea would still need to trigger the release clause next summer, or maybe the release clause is next summer, or make a higher offer than that if they did want him in January. C'est là. Ça, c'est la situation maintenant. If we do want to buy him in January, we'd have to pay more. So the release clause comes into action in the summer. Fair dues. There is nothing stopping other clubs circling, but it gives Chelsea a big jump. And now they know Nkunku is keen. It also provides useful data. Medical data, well, we know it's the data revolution at Chelsea with the new ownership. Everything is algorithmically fueled and data-led. The next step is for Chelsea and Leipzig to agree a deal or for Chelsea to commit to the release clause itself, which would mean only a summer move. CFC would like to move fast to take other suitors out of the question, hence their actions so far. Interesting, which would mean maybe a January move is on the cards. Sur le carte. I'll stop speaking French now. What do you think, man? I'm Christopher Nkunku. Exciting. I'm dead. Like I said before, I'm dead inside when it comes to getting excited for attackers. My perception of what's good has been mutilated when it comes to attackers. What's good? I mean, Haaland's good, isn't he? Like Haaland's good, but is Nunez good? Who's good? Who will score goals? Nobody knows. It's a funny old life. Mitrovic is elite again. I just don't know anymore. What I do know is this would represent another high-profile FIFA-esque signing that excites the people, gets the marketing juices flowing, and, envelops anticipation and excitement, and, he's on the up, isn't he? PSG, he comes from PSG Academy, I think. He did play for the PSG first team, and they sold him to Leipzig, and they're probably regretting that, ultimately. I don't know what's going to happen, though. I want to put it out to you guys. What do you think about the Christopher Nkunku medical being completed and Chelsea looking like to either get him in the summer for a release clause between 53 and 58 million? Or do you think we should look elsewhere? Who's going to go? Open up your thoughts, your brain, and comment down below. Tell me what you think. How is the attack going to look? Is this a good move? Converse with each other. I'll be down there. I love reading your comments because most of you are really nice. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for dropping a like on the video, subscribing if you're new. And yeah, man, we're back. I still got the sniffles a little bit. I'm not fully back in health, but my tonsillitis has subsided. I've had a coffee, hence me being jacked up this morning. And I'm going to be okay, boys and girls. I think I'm going to make it. So this is Yannick reporting from the Stamford Bridge studio here in Fulham. And yeah, keep it locked. Enjoy the football when it comes round. Yeah, there's going to be football soon. Chelsea. Jeez. I'll do a post-match presser, of course, after the Palace game. And I might actually start doing pre-match press conferences. Previews. I suppose they would be pre-match press. I could do pre-match presses as well. I could do that and talk about, maybe I'll do that. We'll see what happens. Anyway, you man, peace.